Shalom uvracha, everybody. This week's Parasha is Parashat Toldot. We learn a lot about Isaac starting in this week's Parasha. Isaac is the continuation of Abraham. Abraham worked on the energy of kindness. That was his idea, bringing kindness to the world. And Isaac was on the opposite end of the spectrum. He was on the energy of Gevurah, which is discipline, justice. And that's why Abraham, you hear a lot about him, about how he would have guests and pray to God. Isaac was also praying to God, but Isaac's main focus, he was digging a lot of wells of water. He was digging in the earth because that was his energy, this energy of discipline and justice, and digging in the earth, but to find living water. But the digging is very hard, to dig hundreds of feet into the ground. You see with their wives that Sarah, she needed to be that justice and discipline with Abraham sometimes, as we see in the story with Ishmael and Hagar, that Sarah tells Abraham, you have to kick this kid out, your son, because he's being a bad influence on Isaac, and I don't want that. And Abraham wasn't happy about it, but God tells him, everything that Sarah tells you, listen to her voice of prophecy, which she has greater prophecy even than Abraham, our forefather. On the other hand, we see with Isaac that this is the justice and discipline. Rebecca is the one who's on the side of kindness. We are introduced to Rebecca. She's bringing water to Eliezer, Abraham's servant, in last week's parasha. Eliezer brings her. She brings out the love in Isaac. It says he sees her, he brings her, and then he falls in love with her, and then he is comforted about his mother. We see that when she's pregnant with Esav and Jacob, she doesn't realize she's having twins. And she goes and she gets the message of God. She's always going out and going into this energy of love to get the energy. Then she sees that Isaac wants to bless Esav. She overhears it. She gets involved. She gets Jacob to get involved. Jacob is worried. She says, don't worry, my son. Any curse that happens, it's on me. And she gets directly involved and gets Jacob to get the blessings. So Isaac wouldn't bless Esav. If he would have blessed Esav, it's kind of like blessing evil. And she didn't want that to happen. So we see that they have bequeathed to us that's why it's so important in relationships that both sides need to work together. God created us in a way that we have challenges, we have tests, we're imperfect beings. Life is fluid, life keeps going. And we always need to keep ourselves in check. And that's why when we're in a relationship, when we're married, we have our spouses are there to kind of be a mirror and be a perspective. And the Torah is showing us that the more we can respect each other, because in the end, Isaac agreed. Isaac blessed Jacob, and then Esav comes in, and Isaac realized that he blessed Jacob. He didn't know in the beginning. He thought it was Esav. And he realizes he did the right thing. He realized he did not make a mistake. And he says to Jacob later on, at the end of the parasha, he goes, may God bless you, and you have the blessing of Abraham, and you and your offspring, and it's not Esav. So we see that Isaac agreed with what Rebecca did. Even though it came through a way of trickery, it was the right thing to do. And so may we be blessed that we have these energies. I also want to mention we're in the Chodesh of Kislev. It was Rosh Chodesh a few days ago. Kislev is obviously the month of Chanukah. So it's the month of light. And we can connect to the light. We just need to tap into the light and tap into the light for our nation and keep doing what we're doing, keep praying, keep doing mitzvot, keep giving charity and having a positive attitude, because this is going to be good. Everything is going to be good. God bless you all and Shabbat Shalom.